Good day everyone, I'm your Mr. ATL and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I am going to discuss to you about the ratio and proportion. So let's start. So let us start with the ratio and fraction. Ratio and fraction can be used interchangeably. Just like fractions, we also encounter ratio in real-life situations. So in this lesson, you will notice that the way you handle fraction is also the same as the way you handle ratio. So this is the fraction. For example, we have 2/3 or 2 over 3. And this is the 2/3 in ratio. That is 2 and this symbol and the number 3. So in 2/3, this is what we call the numerator, and 3 is what we call the denominator. Also, 2 is the dividend and 3 represents the divisor. But in ratio, the first term is the antecedent and the other term is the consequent, separated by this symbol, the colon symbol. Okay, and this is read as 2:3 or 2:3, but commonly it is read as 2:3. Example number 1. The ratio of 6 to 8 can be written as any of these. 6:8 or 6 over 8. But 6 over 8 has a greatest common factor of 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3 and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we can rewrite 6 over 8 as 3 over 4. And the simplest form is 3 over 4. So in ratio, in this notation, 6:8 can be written as 3:4. And this is what we call the odds notation, and the other is the fractional notation. Again, in odds notation, colon is being used. In fractional notation, vinculum as the division bar is being used. Example number 2. There are 15 boys and 10 girls in a classroom. What is the ratio of girls to boys? Solution. Note that you are asked for the ratio of girls to boys, not boys to girls. That's different. So, as you can see in the example, there are 10 girls and 15 boys. Or in fractional notation, that is 10 over 15. In simplest form, we can write 10 over 15 to 2/3. Since there is a greatest common factor of 5, then 10 divided by 5 is 2 and 15 divided by 5 is 3. It is 2/3. So the ratio of girls to boys is 2/3 or 2:3. 2/3 is the fractional notation and 2:3 is the odds notation. Let us go to the ratio and proportion. Ratio is the comparison of two quantities by division. But proportion is a statement that the two or more ratios are equal. So in symbols, A over B equals C over D, or A is to B equals C is to D, where B and C is called the means, A and D is called the extremes. Example number 3. Tell whether the given is a proportion or not. So the given is 10 over 25 equals 2 over 5. But we cannot say that they are really equal. So for our solution, we need to get their cross product. To get the cross product, we will multiply 10 and 5. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. And the other one, 25 times 2 is 50. So since 50 equals 50, we can say that the result is equal. And since the result is equal, the given is a representation of a proportion, since it is an equality of 2 ratio. Okay? Example number 4. Again, tell whether the given is a proportion or not. But it is in odds notation. So we have 3:8 equals 4:9. We cannot declare that they are equal. So to tell if it is a proportion or not, we will get the product of the means. The means are the 8 and 4. Getting the product of 8 and 4, 8 times 4, we have 32. And then, get the product of the extremes. The extremes are 3 and 9. 3 multiplied by 9 is 27. Are they equal? No. 32 is not equal to 27. So since they are not equal, then the given is not proportion. Of course, if they are equal, it's a proportion. But in this case, 32 is not equal to 27, then we can say that it is not a proportion. Example number 5. Find the missing term in the proportion 10:15 equals n:18. So to find the value of n, or the missing term, we need to get the product of the means. Again, the means are 15 and n. 15 multiplied by n, we will get 15n. And then, get the product of the extremes. The extremes are 10 and 18. 10 multiplied by 18 equals 180. Since you are looking for the value of n, we need to get rid of that coefficient of that n, which is 15. So, divide both sides by 15. 15 divided by 15 is 1, or simply cancel 15. 180 divided by 15 is 12. So, the remaining terms are n equals 12. Therefore, the missing term in the proportion is 12. Example number 6. Find the missing term in the proportion blank over 15 equals 1 over 5. Okay, so for this solution, we can replace any variable that we want to the missing term. So in this case, I will be using the variable n. Okay, and then it is in a fractional notation. So to solve for the value of n, we need to get the cross product. So n multiplied by 5, that is 5n. 15 multiplied by 1, that is 15. Again, we are trying to find the value of n because that is the missing term. So divide both sides by 5 since that is the numerical coefficient of n. So 5 divided by n, or 5 divided by 5 is 1, or simply cancel 5. Then the remaining term will be n equals 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So we will get n equals 3. Therefore, the missing term in the proportion is 3. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoy learning about the ratio and proportion. And before I end up my video, I would like to give my special thanks to Mr. Eldrin Dalikan, and I hope you learned something. Goodbye!